All right, everybody, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the world of global capability centers, or GCCs, as the cool kids call them. I'm sure you've heard of them, maybe even worked with a few, but here's the kicker. India's GCC scene. It's exploding, and it's about to completely change how we think about global business. We've got our hands on some seriously insightful reports from ANSR, Accenture, and KPMG, and let me tell you, they are packed with must-know info.
It really is remarkable how these reports lay bare the sheer scale of this whole transformation. This isn't just a minor shift in how we work. This is a full-on revolution in how global businesses operate.
So we all know GCC started out as the cost-effective heroes behind the curtain, right? But now Accenture is calling them reinvention engines. Reinventing what exactly? Give us the inside scoop.
Picture this. You've got a massive pharmaceutical company, right? They want to streamline their entire operation, everything from research to getting those life-saving medications into people's hands. Well, Accenture actually talks about this company that used its GCC network to do exactly that, and the results. Through the roof. Faster development, optimized supply chains, the whole shebang. That's what Reinvention Engine looks like in action.
So less about taking orders and more about GCCs calling the shots.
You got it. And it's not just pharmaceuticals either. Accenture mentions a major food and beverage company that specifically chose India for its newest GCC, all because of its potential for agility and innovation in a super competitive market.
Speaking of India, it's like the mothership for GCCs right now. KPMG says almost half of all GCCs are based there. Over 1,900 by 2025, a market worth over $60 billion. Those numbers are mind-blowing. So what is it about India that makes it such a powerhouse in the GCC world?
It's a perfect storm, really. You've got a huge pool of tech-savvy talent, strong government support, and infrastructure that's only getting better. All three reports back this up.
Okay, but what about all the talk about shrinking cost advantages? Wages going up, more competition for talent. Is that all hype?
KPMG dives right into that. And yeah, it's true. Costs are rising globally, not just in India. But here's the thing. GCCs are not just about cheap labor anymore. They're about creating value.
So it's less about finding the cheapest option and more about finding the best and brightest no matter where they are.
You nailed it. And that means offering competitive salaries, especially in those super in-demand fields like data science and cybersecurity. KPMG actually points this out specifically, that there's a definite shift happening in the compensation game.
Makes sense. But with everybody and their brother vying for the same top talent, how are GCCs stepping up their game to attract and keep those rock stars on board?
That's the million-dollar question, right? ANSR and KPMG both highlight a big shift towards proactive measures. Forget the old-school recruitment tactics. We're talking about upskilling programs, clearly defined career paths, compensation packages that rival global standards, the whole 9 yards.
It's like they're saying, come build your dream career with us. We've got you covered.
Exactly. And it's not just about technical skills either. We're talking leadership programs, mentorship opportunities, even dedicated initiatives to empower women in the tech space. KPMG actually mentioned this really interesting two-in-a-box model.
Two-in-a-box. All right, you have to tell me more. What is that?
Okay, so imagine this. A GCC role has a counterpart over at the parent company, right? So you've got this built-in system for knowledge sharing and leadership development. The possibilities are huge.
Talk about bridging the gap between GCC and headquarters. Okay, let's talk tech. We've established that India's tech scene is booming. But how deep does this go with GCCs? Are they just using cutting-edge tech like AI? Or are they actually building it too? It's mind-blowing how GCCs have gone from using tech to actually shaping the tech landscape. But let's be real, there must be some speed bumps on this road to innovation. What are some of the challenges they're facing?
You're spot on. It's not always smooth sailing. KPMG highlights both internal and external concerns when it comes to emerging tech and GCCs.
Okay, give me an example. What's keeping GCC leaders up at night?
One major hurdle is getting everyone on board, especially those at the top. You can have the most gung-ho tech team, but without full leadership buy-in, those big ideas can hit a wall. And then there's the ever-present talent gap. As GCCs dive deeper into the tech realm, they need a workforce that can keep pace.
It's like they need those specialized skills faster than they can say AI-powered. What about external pressures?
Data security is huge, just like any organization handling sensitive information. And then there are the regulatory hoops to jump through. Staying compliant with data privacy laws, especially as tech evolves at warp speed, is a full-time job in itself.
So it's a constant balancing act, embracing cutting-edge tech while making sure they're doing it responsibly.
Exactly. But here's where it gets interesting. GCCs are finding clever ways to tackle these challenges.
Spill the tea. What are they doing differently?
They're building a rock-solid digital core, investing in the right infrastructure, top-notch cybersecurity, and a culture that values data security.
So it's about laying that strong foundation before building the fancy tech penthouse.
Precisely. And it's not just about the tech itself. GCCs are breaking down those silos and fostering collaboration between tech wizards, business leaders, and data gurus.
Love that. A united front to conquer the tech world. Yeah, as much as we've been gushing about India's GCC dominance, there's that elephant in the room.
Ah, yes, the concentration question. KPMG really dissects this one, and it's definitely a hot topic.
It's only natural to wonder, right? If so many GCCs are concentrated in one place, what happens if there's a bump in the road?
Right. Some experts worry about putting all the eggs in one basket, overdependence on one location, vulnerability to regional hiccups, even potential talent shortages down the line.
Makes sense. If something disrupts India, could it send shockwaves through the global business world?
It's a valid concern, but KPMG offers a different perspective. They challenge the assumption that concentration is inherently bad. In fact, they suggest it can actually be a strategic win in some ways.
Okay, now I need to hear more. How can having so many GCCs in one place be a good thing?
Think of it as a vibrant ecosystem. When you have a cluster of companies in the same field, all tapping into similar talent pools and technologies, it sparks incredible collaboration and accelerates innovation. It's like a breeding ground for fresh ideas and groundbreaking solutions.
So instead of competing for the same slice of the pie, they're making the pie bigger for everyone.
Exactly. KPMG uses the phrase business resilience when assessing concentration. They highlight how India has a proven track record of navigating disruptions like the recent pandemic. Remember how GCCs adapted quickly, embraced remote work, and even became pillars of support for their global counterparts.
They definitely show their resilience and then some.
And it's not just anecdotal. KPMG points to several factors contributing to this. For one, GCCs in India are branching out geographically. They're not just huddled in the big cities anymore. They're expanding into smaller cities, tapping into new talent pools, and spreading the risk.
Smart move. Diversifying their locations to build a stronger, more resilient network.
Exactly. And they're going all in on business continuity plans, disaster preparedness, robust cybersecurity, basically, learning from the past to prepare for the future.
So while the concentration question is worth considering, it's not necessarily a reason to hit the panic button. GCCs in India are proactively mitigating risks and building a more resilient ecosystem.
Right. This isn't a static situation. The GCC landscape is constantly evolving. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and these companies are adapting with remarkable speed and agility.
It's really incredible how GCCs aren't just keeping up, they're actually setting the pace for everyone else. What a glow up, right?
It really speaks to their ability to adapt and evolve, and this is far from over. Looking ahead, the future of GCCs is full of opportunity, but there are definitely some hurdles they'll have to overcome, especially as AI, automation, and this increasingly interconnected global workforce continue to shape the business world.
So let's bring it home for our listeners. Why should they care about this whole GCC revolution happening around the world? What does it mean for them, whether they're a seasoned executive or just starting their careers?
That's the big question, isn't it? Here's the thing. This rise of GCCs, it's not just about India, it's about the future of work itself. Geographic boundaries are becoming less important, talent is the hottest commodity out there, and innovation is king.
It's like that old saying, adapt or die, but on a global scale.
Exactly. GCCs are at the forefront of this change. They're experimenting with new technologies, coming up with innovative solutions, and basically shaping what the jobs of tomorrow will look like.
So it's not enough to just know what a GCC is anymore. You have to understand how this shift impacts your own career path, the skills you need to be developing, and the opportunities that are out there for you to grab.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, the world of GCCs is constantly changing. It's so dynamic. So things like adaptability, being hungry for knowledge, and being willing to embrace new challenges, those are essential.
We've given you a glimpse into this amazing world, but this is really just the tip of the iceberg. We encourage you to check out those reports for yourselves, learn more about the companies and technologies we discussed, and most importantly, start thinking about how you can ride this wave of global transformation.
The future is being written right now, and you have the chance to be a part of it.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the world of GCCs in India. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.